So I've got some stuff in here. I've got the overall boundary. I've got my right-of-way lines. I've got a center line that we'll use for alignments and stuff. And I've got some curb and gutter that I just threw in there. We want to do a little bit of parcel work. We don't want to spend a ton of time on parcels, but we do want to subdivide this in. Maybe we'll break out some lots or something in here, maybe some open space for a future pond, and just get a little familiar with some of those parcels. So I'm going to select this surface just so we can get it out of our way for a little bit. And I'm going to go to surface properties. I use a lot of no display styles or border only. So if you want to turn it off, there's no display, or border only. It's just going to show the outline. I'm going to choose border only and hit OK. Just kind of gets rid of that for a moment. Okay, and with parcels, I like to work from the outside in. We'll do just a little subdivision here. So we'll start with our outer, then we'll do our right of way, then we'll break out the lots. So I'm going to come here to the Home tab. I'm going to say parcel. And there's really just two options that you'll use. We'll ignore this one. There is parcel creation tools. It's going to be an automated way of subdividing a few things and creating some parcels. And then there's create parcels from object. And you usually use those two kind of in conjunction with each other. So the first one we'll do is going to be from objects. We'll use some of our line work we already have in there. And then we'll use the creation tools, the automated method there. So let's go parcel, create parcels from object. And I'm just going to select this outer boundary, just that red line. Just going to select that one line and hit enter. And you should get this thing here. Okay, the site, just like the feature lines, if you want them to work together and interact with each other, you'll put them all on the same site. Let's just do the parcel data site that we already have. Styles are going to be things like your line itself, maybe a hatch pattern for open space or right of way or something. We'll just choose lots for now. Label styles, I'm going to turn this one off where it says automatically add segment labels. Let's check that off. The area label style, I'm going to scroll down here. There's one that says lot, name and area, acres and square feet. So that's going to be whatever you want the lot itself to be. So lot 1 with whatever square footage, whatever acreage. Several styles in there that you can see. And then I'm going to uncheck erase existing entities. I want to keep that red line for whatever reason. So I'm going to have it convert it to a parcel, but I'm also going to keep the polyline. And just going to hit OK. So that's converted that to a parcel. You should see that one or something there that looks just like that. We're going to break out a few more little parcels. So let's kind of repeat that exercise. We'll go parcels, create from objects. And then these cyan colored lines, these right-of-way lines, that's what I'm going to select. So I'm going to select that one, this one, and this interior one. I think just those three. Okay, so that one, that one, that one, that one. So I'll select those three, just hit enter. Same stuff here. I'm going to leave those default. I'm going to check on this one at the bottom because maybe I do want those lines to be removed. So I'm just going to turn that one at the bottom on and hit OK. Okay, so now it's kind of broke those out a little bit more. So now that parcel 1 is just that area in the middle, what it's looking for is kind of a closed object. So up here at the top, you can see those lines didn't quite extend to the boundary. So you can use the extend command. So I'm just going to type in EX. I'm just going to extend that line and this line. Hit enter. So now we have all sorts of parcels. We've got this closed island of parcels. We've got this one on the outside. We've got our right-of-way in the middle, and then we have that bigger one in the middle. Okay, the styles themselves are easy to change. If we select this one here, it's kind of the roadway area. And I right-click on that and I go to parcel properties. In here, and I'll just run through this left to right real quick. Here's basically a style. You can give it a description, you can rename it if you want. This object style though, let's change it to this right-of-way with hatch style. And I'm just going to hit apply. The composition is just the label itself. So maybe we don't want a label there. We can set it to none and hit apply. And then if you're writing any sort of legal descriptions or you have questions on closures, there's always an analysis ran for any parcel you create. So if you need to run a closure analysis or write a legal description, again, not sure if you guys do that, but if you need to, all that stuff is in here. Question?
Nope, I'm okay. I thought I had a question, but I figured it out.
Okay. So I'm just going to hit OK here. So we've kind of worked our way in. We've got our outer boundary, we've got our right-of-way set. Maybe we want to break out these lots into 10,000 square foot lots. Now if we come up to parcels and use this parcel creation tools, go ahead and select that. Yeah, it's going to bring up this dialog box where we can put in and key in any of our criteria, any of our lot sizes. For this one, let's change our minimum area. If you don't see all this, you can just hit that chevron on the far right. Minimum area, let's say 10,000. Minimum frontage, it's going to ask us to identify frontage in a moment. So what's our minimum required frontage? I'm going to say 80. Use minimum frontage at an offset. So around curves, if you wanted to measure it like the setback line or something, you can say yes or no. I'm going to leave that at yes. The offset, I'm going to say is 35. Minimum width, I'm also going to say 80 there. A couple other settings, you can see maximums and all that. Since we're on the automatic mode, we can either turn it on or leave it or turn it off. With it on, we'll do this first one with it on. You can choose how you want to redistribute the rest of the area. So do you want to create a parcel from the remainder? Do you want to place the remainder in the last lot? Or do you want to redistribute that extra square footage throughout? I'm going to leave that on and I'm going to choose redistribute remainder. Okay, and there's a few tools in here for drawing lines, drawing arcs. We're not going to worry about too many of those. What I want to use is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one over. The fifth drop down, and then we're going to use this top option, this slide line create. So I'm going to choose slide line create. This is going to just ask us a bunch of stuff what we want to input. I'm going to turn off this automatically add labels just so it doesn't clutter up our screen. So I just check that off. We'll leave that. Going to hit OK. So it asks us to select the parcel to be subdivided. I'm going to do this one on the left side. And you've got to select the lot number itself. So in my case, number 3. But you select that label, the lot number. Then it says specify or select a start point on the frontage. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to snap to the end point here. And then you just drag your cursor along that frontage where those lots are going to be. I'll snap to the end point here. So we've identified our criteria. We've now told it where our frontage is. It says specify angle. I'm just going to type in 90. That's going to be perpendicular to the right of way. So I'm just type in 90 and hit enter. And then do you like the results or not? Yes or no. I'm just going to hit enter for yes. So it's going to break out all those lots. It's going to meet that criteria. Everything looks kind of good so far. I'll do that again. This time I'm going to say on this automatic mode, I'm going to say off. And this, I'm going to go to the slide line create. So same thing we did last time. And I'm just going to start up here at the top. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Snap there, 90 degrees. When I do it this time, it's going to go one lot at a time. So if I want to just make sure it meets all the minimums, one lot at a time, I'm just going to keep hitting enter as I go through here. And then maybe I want to hit escape at that point. Yeah. So it's broke out all those lots. I'll do that again, and I'll make sure you guys are all caught up here. I'm going to do it again from this side. And I'll add a few lots in there. I want to leave this one big because we're going to probably do a pond. We'll do some grading down there for a pond. Okay, quick way to lay those out. Again, we started with our outer, we did our right of way, then we used that parcel creation tools. We can go a little bit further here. Maybe on this number 1, we want to do some quick CAD work on it. I'm going to use the offset command. I'm going to say offset 100, and I'm going to pick the number. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to explode that polyline. And I'm just going to extend that line, something like that. Maybe we're creating an open space in the middle that leads to our pond. I'm just making this up as we go. Then I'm going to draw just a polyline here. I'm going to offset that 50 feet and trim it out. So you can mix and match methods, whether you do it the automated way, whether you just draw in some more line work, and then you can come here to create parcels from object. You can select all those lines. And I'm just gonna hit OK. And then you can break those ones out. So I'll finish up those edges, then again, I'll make sure you guys are at the same spot here. So I'm just gonna do the same criteria. And let's turn this on. So if you got to do a quick concept plan or something, you want to lay out some quick lots, some easy ways to do that in using these parcels. Again, if this needs to be open space, it's all a style thing at this point. You can have an open space style. A lot of ways to do that. So I'm going to pause for a minute and let you guys get caught up. If you have questions, let me know. But let's take a few minutes and kind of get it close to this. And I can jump on your screen or I can undo this and do it again, whatever you guys need. Let's get something close to this and then we'll move on from parcels. We're not going to spend a ton of time on parcels.
So did you say you could undo and then redo it again?
Sure can. Yep. Let me.
Okay,
undo.
I just fell behind, so
No, you're
I'd like
good.
to just see it again. Yeah.
I know I'm moving a little quicker than normal, so
Yeah.
I'm going to undo all the way back to here. Does that work? From here?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to use the AutoCAD offset command. So I'm going to type in O, hit enter. I'm going to offset this 100 feet. So I'm going to type in 100, hit enter. I'm going to offset this thing here to the inside 100 feet. And all I did here was explode this polyline. So it created a polyline from those parcels. And then I'm going to delete this one and extend it up to this line. Oops. Okay. And I'll let you get to this point real quick. And then I'm just going to draw just anything randomly down here at the bottom and trim it out. Okay, so I'll pause there. I'll wait till you get to that spot.
Okay, yeah, I've extended the lines now.
Okay, and then I just did something kind of down here to make like a fake walkway through there to my open space. Just making it up. Okay, and once you have those lines in there, I'm just going to come up here to the parcels, create parcels from object. And I'm just going to select any of those, all of those white lines that are kind of in that middle center island. I'm going to hit enter and just accept whatever defaults pop up here and hit OK.
When you're doing this one, could you also show how you do it without the automatic on? I'm not getting that part.
Okay, yep. I will do the not automatic on this side over here.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so when all those parcels are in, we've got the parcels we want to break out. This one, I'm going to use the parcel creation tool, so that top option. So I'll go parcel creation tools. It should remember what we did. I've got 10,000 square feet, 80-foot frontage. The automatic mode down here, I'm going to turn off. And then I'm going to use this slide line create. So 5th one over, slide line create. Of course, my Civil 3D freezes up. There we go. All right, slide line create. I'm going to leave all the defaults here as well. It's just the site. So this time when we have the automatic off, we're going to select the parcel we want to subdivide. So in my case, this 39 here. So I'm going to select that label. And then once it's selected, going to ask me to select the start point on the frontage. So I'm just going to go anywhere up here at the top and say maybe start from there, come down to the bottom. It says specify angle. I'm going to type in 90 and hit enter. And then one at a time, it's going to make sure it all meets that criteria. And I just keep hitting enter to accept those as they go. And then escape once you're done. Did that work for you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. And you can mix and match. So this one here, if I don't want this little weird jog, I can either move this over and maybe snap it to that point. I can explode it. If maybe I wanted my lot to be something like that for whatever reason, I can explode a lot line. It turns it into a polyline, and where all you have to do at that point is convert it, create a parcel from an object, and you're back into those two lots. Anything you change here, so you can see the square footage and everything changing. Okay, all dynamic. I'll do this outer side again. So I'll do that same parcel creation tools. This time I'm going to turn the automatic on. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select my parcel, then I'm going to select my frontage. I can change these numbers. So right now it's meeting all this criteria, but what if I want bigger lots here? I can say, let's see how many lots I get with 15,000 square feet. And it will adjust those, 8,000 square feet. So you can do some pretty quick layouts. Not too bad. Do you guys do, I know you do subdivisions and site plans, but do you break out lots and do the plats, or do you rely on the surveyor for that?
Yeah, we don't usually, at least in the time I've been here, we don't do the lots.
Okay.
We get
They
them.
are called master plans. So usually the landowners, they already have an engineer that designs it. They maximize their lots to get the most profit. So that's what they usually do. So we just go off of their end plan.
So you take their plan and just run it from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay, we won't spend a ton of time on there, so just wanted to introduce some of those things in case you guys do get to that point. I know some offices do. When you've got those in, go ahead and save your file. Let's take a quick break. You guys want to take 10 minutes and then we'll pick it back up again. We'll do some alignments and profiles.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, let's take 10 minutes. Be right back.